Chapter 11, what the heck is going on? Is it because the damage boost? A blazing tornado with a diameter of 300 meters made Aiden completely stunned. When he first cast the tornado, it was only 100 meters wide. Now, the tornado was much bigger and even more terrifying. 3 times the size didn't just mean it was 3 times bigger. This tornado was way bigger than before. The tornado was full of all different colors. The terrifying effect created a death zone. The Iron Dragon, which had looked so impressive just a moment ago, now looked tiny in front of the tornado. What? Compared to Aiden's shock, the Iron Dragon Titian was even more crazy and shocked. It opened its mouth in disbelief and trembled all over. It stared at Aiden with wide, golden eyes and let out a painful roar. What is this? How is this possible? How can such a tiny little bug control a forbidden spell? What level of forbidden spell is this? No. I can't die. I am Titian, the Iron Dragon Titian. The dragon roared in pain. Its face looked exactly like a human's when they were terrified. Aiden watched the scene with a calm expression. But Titian's body had already been swallowed up halfway by the tornado. It panicked and cried out to Aiden, "No, don't kill me. I'm willing to become your mount." No. Titian's voice was full of desperation, like it had grabbed a lifeline. It didn't care about anything anymore, just wanted to live, even if it meant becoming Aiden's mount. A dragon mount? Aiden took a deep breath, and his pupils shrank to small black dots. It wasn't fake. He was moved. An Iron Dragon, a red name boss. To get such a mount was super cool. But too bad. The blazing tornado had already been released, and Aiden couldn't take it back. He wasn't even a high-level mage, and he didn't understand magic skills that deeply. I can't recall the skill either, Aiden said, scratching his nose and smiling faintly. Then, the tornado swept through the whole forest. A loud explosion followed, like the earth was splitting apart. The Iron Dragon, like a collapsing mountain, fell heavily into the forest, creating an enormous, deep pit. Aiden looked at the nearly destroyed forest and swallowed hard. The power of this attack had even surprised himself. He was only level 10 and the weakest Magic Apprentice, and he had just killed a red name boss one-on-one. After a moment of shock, Aiden quickly turned to the message screen. He clenched his fists, feeling both excitement and a bit of nervousness. Killed Iron Dragon Boss Titian. Experience plus 100,000. Killed Iron Dragon Boss Titian. Experience plus 100 million. Obtained Iron Dragon Heart 1000. Steel Wings 1000. Petrified Steel Dragon Eye 1000. Flame Storm Blood 1000. Dragon Reverse Scale 1000. Ice Blue Dragon Claws 1000. Obtain equipment. Iron Dragon Staff. Iron Dragon's Armor. You have defeated the red name boss Iron Dragon Titian. Gain 100 honor points. Obtain a basic medal. The message screen started scrolling wildly. After seeing these messages, Aiden's eyes widened completely. He was stunned for 3 whole seconds. Epic equipment. 2 at once. This was insane. Aiden felt like his brain was about to crash. For a moment, he was completely blank. Epic. There wasn't a single diamond rank item in the entire White City. Even if there were, they'd probably be in the hands of the lords. Aiden didn't even know if the mayor had a diamond rank item or not. After all, the White City was just a small, remote city. But now, Aiden had just gotten 2 epic items. Epic was 2 levels above diamond rank. Diamond rank came before Starlight rank, and Starlight rank came before epic. And that was just the equipment. There were also honor points and medals. This was Aiden's first time ever getting something like this. Need to go to the Reclasser Association to claim them? Aiden thought to himself, well, I was going to reclass anyway. I'll just pick up the medal on the way back. Not only did he get epic gear this time, the materials and experience points were also extremely rich. So much so that Aiden was almost losing his mind from excitement. The experience had been boosted 1,000 times. What was once 100,000 points of experience had turned into 100 million. All those high-level materials made Aiden swallow hard. His heart was pounding. He couldn't even describe how he felt. 100 million experience points. Iron Dragon's heart, Iron Dragon's wings. Flame Stormblood. This is crazy. Aiden guessed that this kill had at least triggered a 1,000-fold bonus. Otherwise, there was no way he would have gotten so many high-level materials. Iron Dragon's wings, diamond rank, can be used to craft rare wing equipment. When worn, it grants the ability to fly. It can also be used to forge powerful weapons or brew potions. Iron Dragon's heart, diamond rank, a rare and precious top-tier material. It's one of the essential items for many high-level reclassers. It can also be used to make weapons. When placed alone on a weapon, it can boost the weapon's stats. After reading the detailed descriptions of the materials, Aiden was shocked again. This was amazing. Most of these materials were diamond rank. Only a few were platinum rank. The quality was really high, and the value of these materials was extremely high. Aiden also dropped 1,000 of them all at once. What did that mean? It was like he was holding tens of thousands of high-quality materials in his hands now. Expensive dragon wings. Aiden had a full 1,000 of them. That meant he could instantly craft over 1,000 wing equipment. Wing equipment. Though it's called equipment, its value is extremely high. It's like a damage boost potion. Even a diamond rank wing could rival Starlight rank or even epic gear, because this item gives a reclasser the ability to fly. Flying plays an unexpected role in battle, and being able to soar through the sky is something nearly every reclasser dreams of. Mad, really insane. Aiden swallowed hard again. A warm, burning feeling spread through his whole body. But counting through all the loot didn't take long. It only took him a couple of seconds. With a wave of his hand, he instantly stored all the materials into his storage space. And then, Aiden turned his eyes toward the massive Iron Dragon's corpse. Besides the precious materials, the body of this giant dragon was worth a fortune too. But Aiden frowned. Storage space is full. Aiden was just a level 10 Magic Apprentice. His storage was limited. This dragon was so huge that, for a moment, he was totally stunned. He couldn't just leave the dragon's body here. That would be too much of a loss. At that moment, the middle-aged man standing beside Aiden was completely stunned. His eyes were wide with shock and madness, staring directly at Aiden. After a long silence, he suddenly took a deep breath and whispered in a trembling voice. "It's a forbidden spell. You actually mastered a forbidden spell? Level 10. Killed a red-name boss, Iron Dragon? Oh my god, are you crazy? You call yourself a Magic Apprentice?" Aiden said nothing. A faint smile curled at the corner of his mouth as he looked at the middle-aged man and asked, "You okay?" "Why, yes. I'm fine." The middle-aged man took a deep breath, his voice full of shock. His brain was blank, and he said in a daze, "I am Eric. I'm from the Warrior God Guild. Today, thank you. Aye. Eric was so flustered he couldn't even speak properly. After a long silence, he took a breath and continued. "Lord, are you a prodigy from another province? You don't look like a local. This time, I'm really grateful. If it wasn't for you, I would have died." Chapter 12, Nothing, Aiden said with a calm voice. To Eric, Aiden had saved him. But to Aiden, he had just happened to run into the Iron Dragon boss, and had just happened to have the ability to kill it. Warrior God Guild? Aiden raised an eyebrow, a little surprised in his heart. Just a moment ago, when he was out in the wild, he had met the daughter of Warrior God Guild, Selena. Was this really that lucky? Eric nodded. Yes, Warrior God Guild. For someone like you, it shouldn't be a big deal. You even learned a forbidden spell, and you've been holding back your level to train, right? That's really scary. May I ask, what grade are you currently at? After hearing Eric's words, Aiden smiled a little amused. Forbidden spell. He had never even seen one. He had only read a little about them in high school textbooks. This kind of thing was way stronger than regular skills. You could say that even the weakest forbidden spell could crush an epic skill book. And what Aiden had just used was only a platinum rank blazing tornado. The reason it was so strong was because Aiden was cheating. Yeah, calling it cheating was completely fair. Aiden had treated the high-end damage boost potion like water, drinking almost 100 of them in one go. It was totally reasonable for the skill to look so flashy. Sorry, my lord, I talked too much. Eric saw that Aiden wasn't speaking and immediately took a sharp breath, bowing and apologizing again and again. Aiden said calmly, "Nothing else. I'll be going." Then, Aiden walked toward the Iron Dragon's body, planning to just collect some important materials and leave. After all, the whole body couldn't be moved. At least he should dig out some useful parts. At that moment, when Eric saw Aiden's action, he rushed over quickly, his voice a little hesitant, and said sincerely, "Lord, are you running out of storage space?" Aiden was surprised and nodded. I see." Eric looked like he just got it. "You must be a genius from another state, right? You're probably also a student in this batch and about to take the college testing, right? Just like our guild's daughter Selena. She's also going to take the national college testing in a few days. I've heard that top talent from places like the capital and the Magic Capital are sent to other states to train by schools or families. They also hold back their levels and challenge higher-level bosses. Only that way can they train real combat awareness in a desperate situation and improve their fighting power. I never thought I'd get to meet a young lord like you." Eric took a deep breath and said thoughtfully. Aiden, on the other hand, just looked like he had no idea. What the hell? He had a strong imagination. Calling a platinum rank skill a forbidden spell was already okay, and he even thought Aiden was a student from another state taking the college testing. Training? Yeah. Aiden wasn't holding back his level to train. He was just barely level 10. Aiden's lips curled up a little, and he couldn't help but smile bitterly. Then, next to him, Eric raised a container with both hands. Aiden's eyes lit up. This thing is only as big as a ring, but it can store a huge amount of items. This Iron Dragon boss should fit in it too. This is my way of thanking you. Please accept it, Lord," Eric said with a sincere tone. Aiden paused for a moment, then nodded. Okay. Then he just tossed out 10 high-level healing potions and 10 high-level mana potions. "Here, these are for you." After thinking for a while, Aiden also tossed out the Iron Dragon wing he had just gotten, a diamond rank material. "Here, this is for you too." The container Eric gave Aiden was only a gold rank item. But, at Eric's level, it was almost impossible to own a gold rank gear. This thing was most likely something he had found by accident and kept for years. Now he was just giving it away. Aiden didn't want to take advantage of him. He tossed out the diamond rank material. He still had 999 of them left, after all. What? What is this? As soon as Eric saw the wing, he got excited and shocked. His hands were shaking. His expression was full of fear and excitement. No, Lord, I can't take this." A diamond rank material. This Iron Dragon boss didn't drop just this, right? Eric's voice was shaking. He wasn't wrong. Iron Dragon Titian was just a diamond rank dragon. Diamond rank, 30th level. Dropping one dragon wing was already pretty good. But Aiden had a 1,000 times critical hit, which boosted it to 1,000 dragon wings. He gave one to Eric, and still had 999 left. "Take it," Aiden said calmly. The next second, he raised his hand, and the container sucked in the Iron Dragon's body. Overall, the value of the dragon's body was way more than just one dragon wing. Aiden didn't lose out on this deal, and the 20 potions weren't that expensive either. Thank you, Lord." Seeing Aiden's slightly angry expression, Eric quickly bowed again, his voice full of sincerity. He was really impressed by Aiden. In Eric's eyes, Aiden was definitely a young lord from a top family. No ordinary high school senior could have that kind of presence. He looked at the sky, squinted a little. After a day of intense fighting, he was a bit tired. He lifted his legs and walked toward the White City base. Behind him, Eric bowed again, then raised his voice and said, "Lord, goodbye." Aiden's voice said softly, "Goodbye." As Aiden left, Eric stood there for a long time. Then a group of people started gathering around him, all the surviving reclassers who had just survived. They all looked shocked and speechless. The scene was completely silent. No sound at all, so quiet you could hear a pin drop. After a long silence, the shock finally broke into a big noise. "Oh my God! Forbidden spell! This is crazy! This is insane! Where did this young lord come from? The Magic Capital? Or a hidden heir from the Imperial Capital? This is way too over the top. A 10th level player mastering a forbidden spell. Idiot, what 10th level? He's just holding back his level to train himself. You think a 10th level player can master a forbidden spell? Do you think you're a once-in-a-century genius? This is crazy. He killed a red name boss in one hit. Unbelievable. I was about to die back there. I thought we were done for. Then this top-tier powerhouse shows up. What level is this young guy even at? He can't be lower than the mayor's level, can he? Shoo. Stop talking. Don't piss off this kind of god-level guy. He could kill you with a flick of his finger. Shutting up is better for you. Yeah, you're right. He's really something. Hey, isn't that Eric? The head of Warrior God Guild? What? You got a wing in your hand? That's the reward from Iron Dragon, right? A diamond rank material. The scene exploded with noise. Everyone was shocked to the core, witnessing a top-tier genius in action. So young, so handsome. Everyone was gossiping about Aiden's true identity, and they all started imagining his background. From a top-tier city, either the Imperial capital or the Magic capital. And he was holding back his level, fighting above his rank to train himself. Only by pushing himself to the edge could you learn stronger combat skills. When the crowd realized that Eric was holding a huge wing material in his hands, they were all stunned. The wing looked like a smaller version of the Iron Dragon's, and it was about 6 or 7 meters long. Eric just held it in both hands, standing there. It left everyone speechless. This is what that lord gave me. He gave it to me, Eric said with a bitter smile, telling the truth. Then, he briefly explained what had just happened. And the next second, everyone was stunned again. Chapter 13, wait, are you joking with me? You're just giving the diamond rank materials to me. Are you kidding me? Ugh, it's not impossible, though. If I have to say, the body of that Iron Dragon must be worth way more than a dragon's wing. I don't get it. If you're this strong, why is your storage space so small? Don't you get it? It's about training. The harder the training, the more it shows he comes from a top family, and his background doesn't help him at all. He has to make it on his own strength. Wow, this kind of genius can already use forbidden spells. Isn't it a shame if he dies? What kind of family is he from to be able to play like this? Maybe there's a path guardian by his side. It's possible that someone over 60 levels is protecting him right now. No, maybe even 70 or 80 levels. There could be top-tier masters guarding that young lord. Is this real? An 80-level master protecting a teenager? That explains why he's so confident. He didn't even blink when fighting a 30th level Iron Dragon. That's not all. He's not really 10 levels. Ugh, it's so annoying to compare with people like him. As Eric told the story of what just happened, the crowd fell into another mess. Everyone was really excited and shocked. They all started imagining Aiden's identity again. Some even said that there might be an 80-level master above them, protecting Aiden. Nobody questioned it. After all, if someone at 10 levels can already learn forbidden spells, having a strong background made sense. Oh my God, Eric suddenly realized something, and his back was instantly soaked with sweat. I just talked to someone like that. Ugh, not only did he talk to him, Eric even took a diamond rank material from Aiden. It was good that Aiden gave it to him willingly, or else. Eric swallowed hard and looked up at the sky, as if looking for the top-tier masters others were talking about. He shivered for a moment. Meanwhile, in the forest, outside of the crowd, a beautiful figure widened her eyes and was totally shocked. Her lips were trembling, her body shaking violently, and she could barely stand up. Forbidden spell. Killed an Iron Dragon boss by himself. Lived in the White City for 18 years. No information at all. Like a clean sheet of paper. This shocked girl wasn't anyone else. It was Selena, the daughter of the Warrior God Guild. She had followed Aiden all the way and watched everything he did. From killing some long-haired rabbits to beating a flame viper. She had seen it all, and she was completely shocked. Aiden's level went from 1 to 10, and then stopped. That wasn't possible to jump up so fast. It had to be that he had kept his level at 1 on purpose, and only unlocked it when he met strong enemies. But what Selena didn't expect was that even when facing a 30th level Iron Dragon boss, Aiden was still only at 10 levels. Could it be because of a power struggle in a top family? That's why they kept Aiden in the White City all this time, to stay safe. Or maybe this was a kind of training, 18 years of it? That's way too crazy. Selena swallowed hard. Her face turned pale, and her mouth kept trembling. She seemed to think of something and quickly called the internal number of the Warrior God Guild in the city center. Hey, right now, call my dad. There's a name. Make sure he writes it down. Don't ever offend him. Selena was shaking all over, and her voice had a shaky, unnatural tone. On the other end of the phone, there was a long, endless silence. What could have made the daughter of the Warrior God Guild so shocked? The king of the White City. Even the Warrior God Guild was afraid of someone like that. After taking the high-speed train back to the city, Aiden went straight back to his rented apartment, took a quick shower, and then took a deep breath before lying down on his bed. Looking at the slightly leaking ceiling and the tiny, cramped room, he fell into deep thought. All of this is real, Aiden said in disbelief. I actually killed a dragon. Killed a dragon. Killed an Iron Dragon boss. This wasn't some low-level dragon from the ground. This was a diamond-ranked dragon, a real dragon. Aiden never thought he would do something like this. And just that morning, he was being laughed at by the whole school. And that wasn't all. His storage space was now full of top-tier materials. Potions, items, and everything else were everywhere. He also had a lot of equipment, and 2 epic items, which he hadn't even checked the details of yet. He had just put them in his storage because there were too many people around. As for experience points, Aiden did a quick calculation and was shocked. I've got enough experience to go over 30 levels now, Aiden thought to himself. He wasn't sure about his exact level, but just the 100 million experience points from the Iron Dragon boss were enough to take him up to over level 30. Even with an epic class, even if he used all his experience, he could still go up to level 30 easily. Thinking about this, Aiden got excited, and his whole body felt like it was electrocuted. He got up again, walked to the fridge, grabbed some ingredients, and made himself a quick meal. After eating, he felt a little better, his eyes bright and full of energy. Then he looked at his storage space again. He took out the 2 pieces of equipment. Iron Dragon's Magic Staff. Iron Dragon's Battle Armor. Chapter 14. Terrifying Epic Gear. Unreal Stats. What? Aiden pulled out both pieces of gear. Just one look at the stats, and he took a sharp breath. His whole body went numb. That was crazy. The stats on these 2 epic items completely shocked Aiden. It wasn't that the stats were too high for an epic item. It was just that these 2 items were top tier, even among epic gear. Did they both get enchanted? Aiden frowned, his black eyes narrowing. He was deep in thought. No, something's wrong. This is just a drop from the Iron Dragon boss. How did it get enchanted? Was it because of the 1000x critical bonus? Aiden sensed something was off. Both pieces of gear had been enchanted, boosting their stats. The only reason that could happen was because of his system. So, the 1000x critical bonus can change the rules of the world? Aiden suddenly stood up, realizing something. Yeah, that's exactly what it meant. Killing a long-haired rabbit could drop a gold rank item. You can imagine how far beyond the world's rules and order this ability was. That's why the 2 epic items in Aiden's hands had such crazy stats. Huh. His face was slightly flushed. Aiden took a deep breath and focused his eyes on the gear. The Iron Dragon's battle armor was very fancy, heavy, and well-made. It was a full-plate armor in a medieval style, with a big shield on the back that Aiden could use to block some damage. In the center of the armor, on the chest, was a huge gem that shone brightly. It glowed so much that it looked like a dragon was moving and jumping inside it. This is the soul of the Iron Dragon. Aiden frowned and whispered to himself. From the description, this armor held the soul of a dragon. He looked again and turned his attention to the staff. Even more beautiful. It looked like a medieval bishop's staff, not a magic weapon. It was filled with gems, sparkling and shining. It felt heavy in his hand, and even gave Aiden a cold touch. His spirit felt like it was warmed up, and his mind became clear and calm. Huh, there's this effect too? Aiden was shocked and surprised. Awesome, he said to himself. Aiden put on both pieces of gear and looked at himself in the mirror. Even he felt a surge of excitement in his chest. Wow, that's so cool. Even Aiden didn't expect that the Aiden from the day before was the one everyone in the school looked down on. But now he had gear that had never been seen before in the entire White City. Even the mayor would probably be shocked enough to drop his jaw. He took a deep breath again and tried to calm down his wild emotions. Then he walked in the bathroom. He rubbed his temples and muttered quietly, "Tomorrow, I'll go to the Reclasser Association to get my second-class mission. Also, I should collect my medals and merits." He looked up and wiped his face with cold water. He kept thinking and said, "I sold the materials. I should ask Starlight Store if they buy these materials." Aiden really had a lot of materials in his hands, and they were all top tier. No need to mention the core materials from the Iron Dragon boss. That was over 10,000 pieces. This was a huge fortune, a once-in-a-lifetime chance. He looked up at the ceiling, which was still leaking a little, and smirked. He shook his head and sighed. Who would have thought that there were so many high-tier materials in my storage? But I was living in such a terrible place. Time to get a better house. Thinking about it, Aiden sat back down on the bed. This cheap apartment had no bedroom, just a one-room apartment. He looked around the empty room and slowly closed his eyes. The next morning, ding, 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 ding. The urgent phone call woke Aiden up. Who is it? Still half awake, Aiden opened his eyes a little annoyed. "You really are turning into a bad kid, Aiden." Awakening day. The teachers and leaders had high hopes for you. You changed class to a Magic Apprentice. Now you're even skipping class? If you don't want to go to school, just come in and drop out. You're such a bad student. Without you, our school's pass rate would be higher. Don't bring down the average score of the whole school. The voice on the phone was loud and annoying, like a middle-aged woman yelling in the street. Aiden immediately frowned. That was his class teacher, a middle-aged woman in menopause who was always bullying the weak and acting like a drama queen. And today, Aiden checked the time. He was just after 8 o'clock. He was late, but instead of getting a warning, he got a full-blown scolding from May. "Fine." Aiden took a deep breath, trying to keep his emotions under control, and said coldly, "Then I'll drop out." There was a second of silence on the other end. Then came even louder mockery. "Whoa, finally got some guts? You're just a Magic Apprentice, not even a real reclasser. After you leave first high school, what are you? No diploma, no job. Drop out? I don't even want to waste my time talking to a loser like you. Be at school by 9 o'clock to officially drop out. If not, haha, just deal with it as a violation. You don't need to drop out. We'll just kick you out." Ding, 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 ding. After a few more insults, the call ended. Aiden felt a tightness in his chest. Right after that, his mouth actually curled into a mocking smile. "Drop out? Sure. Wait until college testing comes. I'd like to see your face then." Aiden had already leveled up to 10, and he had enough experience points to push all the way to 30, and there was still 1 month until college testing. In other words, Aiden had a real chance to reach level 30 before college testing. With his high-tier gear all over his body, there would be no senior student in the White City who could stand a chance against him. The top scorer in college testing? It was almost certain. As for the provincial top scorer and the national top scorer, Aiden could definitely try for those two. Even if he left the school, he could still take college testing as a social candidate. As for the school, that was a different story. If May drove away a city top scorer, or even a provincial or national top scorer, she wouldn't just get the headmaster's endless anger. She'd also get a full-blown scolding from school board. Targeting me, he made himself a cup of coffee, took a sip, and muttered to himself with a calm look, "Was it just a little late that you had to make such a big deal out of it?" May's attitude made Aiden feel strange. His eyes narrowed, and he figured out quickly. Elora, Kale. Aiden smiled, and his eyes turned colder. Kale's family, Dragonlight Guild, was also one of the school's investors. Kale had a crush on Elora, and he had always been at odds with Aiden. And Elora had now become a diamond rank flame mage, the school's favorite. So Aiden quickly understood the situation. Are they trying to embarrass me? After thinking for a while, Aiden let out a cold laugh. But he still got up and decided to go to school. It would be a bit tricky to apply for college testing without dropping out, since his student ID had to come from the school records. Thinking about that, Aiden got up, did a quick wash, called a taxi, and headed toward the school. Chapter 15. Going viral. Terrifying background. A genius who knows forbidden spells. On the way, Aiden opened WeChat and asked Lenara, the beautiful salesgirl at Starlight Store, "Hey, do you buy materials?" The chat window jolted instantly. Lenara replied almost immediately, Materials? What grade? You didn't go out to the wild with an iron rank armor and staff yesterday, did you?" Aiden's lips twitched slightly. He didn't say much. He just typed, "Huh? What's wrong?" You don't know? It's big news. Didn't you watch TikTok?" Lenara was shocked. She typed that and sent a shock emoji. Aiden frowned and asked, "What happened?" "I was tired yesterday, so I went to bed early." Lenara quickly replied, "We don't buy materials because all the items at Starlight Store have stable supply lines. You know that, cutie. We have strict quality control. But if you want to buy gear, secondhand purchases, I can give you a discount. A batch of enchanted gear just came in yesterday." Lenara sent a cute emoji. Aiden stayed silent. He had more gear than he needed right now. Epic, diamond rank, gold rank, all top-tier stuff. Starlight Store probably didn't even have that. No, not even epic or diamond rank, definitely not. Maybe gold rank, but it would be super expensive. He nodded thoughtfully and muttered to himself, "Then I should ask the Reclasser Association or Warrior God Guild." Aiden frowned. In the White City, the two biggest trading houses were backed by the strongest guilds. One was Warrior God Guild, Selena's family. The other was Dragonlight Guild, Kale's family. "Let me go to Warrior God Guild after my class change." Aiden rubbed his temples and made a simple plan for the day. Then his phone buzzed again. Lenara sent another message. "Check TikTok, you're okay. Otherwise the White City would be missing a super handsome guy. Yesterday, something big happened in the wild. It was really scary. Now the whole city is talking. It might be that the White City is about to face a disaster." "What?" Aiden stared at Lenara's message, confused. He opened a short video app, logged in, and was immediately shocked. What the hell was going on? Trending. The top 3 local trending topics were all about him. Not just TikTok. Aiden checked other video platforms, local news sites, and more. Everyone was talking about Aiden. Shocking. A red name boss appears in the White City. Slaying the dragon. A genius teen slays a 30-level dragon. Out-of-town genius. Forbidden spells on the move. A top-tier genius who controls forbidden spells. Are you crazy? Call this just awakening. The whole city is in panic. What faction has invaded the White City? A boss siege disaster is about to start. The Iron Dragon boss Tetian has come out of a space rift. Looking at all the shocking video titles, Aiden let out a bitter laugh and shook his head. You didn't expect it, but the big thing Lenara was talking about was actually caused by Aiden. Who would have thought? I actually went viral. Aiden took a quick look at the comments. He was already famous in other provinces. Even the comments section had IPs from major cities. Some top-tier recklessers from big cities were shocked by the video and kept saying this was definitely a young lord from a top family. Wow, so fucking cool. Forbidden spells. He's already mastered forbidden spells at level 10. Whoa, his movements are so smooth. Look at his steps, S-shaped movement. This kind of battle skill feels like he's been through countless life-or-death fights. What a level 10 genius. You think forbidden spells are just for fun? Healing spell. This is definitely not level 10. His battle skills are so smooth because he's been training in real danger all the time. Level 10 is just a low rating. Challenging a level 30 boss at level 10. That's how he learned deeper battle skills in a near-death situation. Whoa, is this real? Too bad. I didn't get to see his face. Why didn't they shoot his face? You can tell from his body that he's a super handsome guy. Wait, how can you tell from his body? Are you kidding me? You guys are all such fangirls. Not shooting the face? You dare shoot it? This kind of young lord, we don't even know his background. If you accidentally reveal something too big, the person who filmed it might get in trouble. All right, but wait. Why did the Iron Dragon boss Tetian come to the White City? Didn't we hear that he went into the Abyssal Sanctum before? A space rift opened. Look at the trending topics. They're saying disaster is coming. A quick glance at the comments made Aiden laugh and sigh. So crazy. The netizens, especially those in the White City, started a collective imagination, making all kinds of wild guesses about Aiden's identity and background. And the more they talked, the wilder it got. Even Aiden, who read it, found it a little funny. Was this really talking about me? But one message made Aiden's expression turn cold for a moment. Well, I see. The Iron Dragon boss came out of a space rift. Wasn't he supposed to have gone into the Abyssal Sanctum already? Abyssal Sanctum, although the name is Secret Realm, it's actually a world far, far bigger than the entire Earth. Its territory could fit millions of Earths. In the depths live countless undead creatures, demons, ghosts, skeletons, strange witch women, and more. To put it simply, the biggest enemy of Earth is the demon bosses from the depths. The noble demons in the depths are all extremely powerful. From the weakest demon baron to the strongest demon duke, each of these demon bosses, when they tear open a space rift and appear on Earth, would bring a disaster. Even the worst case would be a city-destroying disaster. No wonder, Aiden nodded, rubbing his chin slightly. The Iron Dragon boss was actually a fluke for Aiden. If it hadn't come out of a space rift, Aiden wouldn't have had the chance to kill this red-name boss and get the rich loot. He looked up, then turned off his phone. The fact that he went viral on Douyin didn't cause any emotional waves for him. This kind of fame was just something outside of him. And luckily, the person who filmed him didn't capture his face. No need to worry. Of course, the most important thing was that the video of Aiden using Blazing Tornado was edited very exciting and positive, with no hint of negativity. Aiden was pretty satisfied with it. Also a true fan, Aiden smiled and slightly narrowed his eyes. Soon, Aiden arrived at the school. He went straight to the student office. As he approached the office, he looked through the crack in the door and saw a familiar figure, Elora. And standing in front of Elora was a fat, middle-aged woman with a yellowish face. The two were half closing their eyes, talking about something. I said from the start, Ms. May, this Aiden is just a bottom feeder. I don't know if he was really that hardworking before. Maybe he just cheated on the exams. Elora smiled, adding fuel to the fire with her mocking words. May was shocked. Really? Is that true? Elora raised her eyebrows. Yeah, you didn't know? That exam room, there was a girl who always had good grades. She's been secretly in love with Aiden for a while. Maybe she passed him notes during the test. May's nose twitched, and she suddenly got angry. Good. This kind of bad student, cheating on exams. Think he can cheat forever? On Awakening Day, he finally showed his true colors. Oof, I really should expel him today. Elora waved her hand. Hey, Ms. May, I don't think we need to be that harsh. Let me handle it. I just awakened to Epic class. I can help train Aiden a little. He might still be able to get into a regular college for the college testing. Chapter 16. You want to expel me? Then I'll drop out myself. Really? May's eyes lit up. She took a deep breath and sighed. Ah, Elora, you're such a good student. Not only did you awaken so well, but you also want to help your classmates, even students like Aiden who are troublemakers. There aren't many students like you who are both good at studying and have good character. May sighed with admiration. Then Elora showed a slight smile of a plan coming together. She pulled out a bottle of high-level potion from behind her back. There was a faint glow inside. It was a damage boost potion. But it wasn't high-level, it was just a mid-level damage boost potion. May was shocked, her expression confused. This is... Elora smiled. Ms. May, just take it. It's a small gift from me. May couldn't believe it. She swallowed hard, but instead of refusing, she took the potion from Elora's hand. This is too much. You have such good grades, and you're still helping Aiden? And giving me something? Elora fake smiled. No problem. We're classmates. Helping each other, right? Ms. May, you've worked hard. Good. What a good kid. The two smiled at each other. But outside the office, Aiden saw the whole thing. He couldn't help but feel speechless and almost laughed. But inside, a little anger started to rise. A real performance. Did I copy the exam? Twisting the facts. Nice going, Elora. Aiden clenched his teeth. His eyes flashed with a cold look. He knew Elora's personality better than anyone. Helping each other? Please. Elora just wanted to control Aiden. She wanted to break up with him, but still wanted him to keep trying to please her, to be her dog. After all, having a handsome school idol like Aiden always following her, and being able to order him around, that made Ellara's ego feel huge. Even more, she was willing to give him a mid-level damage boost potion to make it happen. And May wasn't a good person either. She said one thing, did another. She talked like the best, but took student gifts like the fastest. Whoosh. Aiden pushed the door open. "I'm here to drop out," he said coldly. Aiden was already 1.9 meters tall. His strong build and the slight pressure from reaching level 10 made Ellara and May both shiver. "Drop out." Ellara was shocked. May coughed. Her eyes looked first class. "Aiden, I talked to the school leaders. You don't have to drop out. But the death penalty is forgiven. The living punishment is unavoidable. You have to study hard with Ellara and practice hard to improve your strength before college testing and get into college. Otherwise, you'll be on your own. What are you staring at? You're dumb? Go thank Ellara right now." May looked completely confident. Aiden blinked and couldn't help but laugh. "I'm supposed to thank her. May, shouldn't you? Besides Ellara, who else would help you train? You're just a magic apprentice. Do you even know what kind of situation you're in? If you can't get to level 5, you won't even be allowed to take the college testing. Do you understand? If you can't pass the college testing check, you're out. Right now, there's only 1 month left. Do you think you can get to level 5 in a month? By yourself?" Aiden said nothing. Then, he pulled up his lips and suddenly laughed. He clenched his teeth, his eyes turned cold. "No need to talk more. Bring out the papers. After I sign, I'm dropping out." "Aiden, are you crazy?" Ellara was annoyed, her face dark. "What are you pretending? I did it for you. You know, back then. Cough. I'll help you because we were classmates. Don't be ungrateful. Don't be such a pain in the ass." May also frowned. "Aiden, you rotten kid. Shut up." Aiden raised his voice, his eyes cold. He slammed his hand on the table. "I came to drop out, not to talk about how to get to level 5. Level 5. Huh." Aiden took a deep breath, feeling a little funny. His eyes flickered slightly. Ellara was only level 2 now, and Aiden had already reached level 10. As for May, as a teacher, she was barely at level 12. At this level, Aiden didn't even need to use Blazing Tornado. A single fireball would kill them. And yet, why did Ellara and May still think Aiden was just a level 1 magic apprentice? Even Aiden found that funny, because they were so arrogant that they believed Aiden, with his magic apprentice class, a trash class, could never possibly level up in just 1 day. Not even a level 1. So they didn't even bother to spend any mana to check Aiden's level. "Act. Let's see how long you can act." May, maybe angry at Aiden, pulled out a file and slammed it down in front of Aiden. Student ID, student card, and Aiden's file. Aiden picked up a pen and signed quickly. Then he looked straight at May. "Stamp it." May was stunned. "You think I won't? You're just a magic apprentice. Without first high school, who's going to take you? You can't study, you can't get into college. Can you even find a job? Do you know how many jobs are out there? Okay. I want to see how long you can act like this." May took a deep breath, smiled, and stamped the paper with a sneer. Then Aiden dropped one. He took one for himself. Smack! He slammed the door and left. For a moment, May and Ellara in the office were completely stunned. He left. May was shocked. What the hell is wrong with him? Without the school, he can't even get a life potion. And before college testing, the school will do a second purification ritual for all students for free, giving them extra stats. Without that, can he even pass the college testing? He might not even pass the initial check for college testing. Ellara was also shocked. Aiden's reaction had surprised her. She frowned, getting even more annoyed, her chest rising and falling slightly, feeling really frustrated. "Okay, Aiden, let's see who wins in college testing." When you fail college testing. "No, when you don't even pass the check, you'll come begging me. Next time, Ellara narrowed her eyes, a cruel look appearing on her face. The colder Aiden acted now, the more Ellara wanted to control him. At the same time, after leaving the school, Aiden felt completely relaxed, like a weight had been lifted. Well, at least this chapter is closed. No more excuses for class. From now on, I just need to focus on leveling up. Aiden looked up, feeling like a big burden had been taken off his shoulders. His main focus right now was leveling up and gaining power. If he didn't drop out, it would be more complicated. He had to ask for leave every day. Plus, with May being so greedy and Elora being such a crazy person, he'd end up with a bunch of problems. Taking a deep breath, Aiden took a taxi to the center of the city, the Reclasser Association. This was his first time here. The Reclasser Association was an official department, and every city had its own branch building. And in the White City, the branch building was located in the center, on land more expensive than gold. He walked into the luxurious building and approached the front desk. He handed a neatly dressed, slim, and beautiful employee a file. "Hello, I'm here for a class change." "Huh?" The girl blinked, not sure she heard right. She frowned and asked, "What did you say, sir?" "I'm here for a class change," Aiden said calmly. "I used to be a third-year student at the White City First High School. I woke up my class yesterday, and I'm already at first-class max level. I'm here to get the class change quest." The girl behind the counter was even more confused. She widened her eyes in disbelief, and her mouth started to tremble. "You mean, you reached first-class max level in less than a day, and now you're here to get the class change quest? Are you sure?" Aiden nodded. "I'm sure." Then he handed over his student ID, his student card, and the documents he had just signed, including the dropout certificate. And the next second, the front desk girl was completely out of it. Chapter 17. Claiming the Class Change Mission. Abyssal Sanctum. Wait, are you really a first-class max level? You just woke up as a Magic Apprentice yesterday, and now you're already maxed out? You're the first one in this batch of students to reach max level in the White City. Why did you even drop out? The female staff member was completely shocked, staring at Aiden in disbelief. He was definitely a third-year student. He had just awakened as a Magic Apprentice yesterday, and Aiden was the first student in this batch to reach max level. According to the records, the top 2 seeds in this batch were from First High School, Epic Nightgale and Diamond Rank Flame, Mage Elora. But Aiden had leveled up faster than both of them, reaching max level in just one day. And in this situation, he had still gone through the process of dropping out. For a moment, Tina was speechless. Her breathing became quick. Aiden said calmly, "Does that have anything to do with me coming here to claim the class change mission?" When she heard Aiden's words, Tina shivered. "Oh no, it doesn't." Faster than an epic reclasser? Maybe Aiden had a powerful group behind him, training him specifically. This kind of top-tier person was someone Tina, a small fry, didn't dare to offend. She quickly took a deep breath and said nervously, "Sir, please place your hands on this for fingerprint recognition. Then you can get a crystal ball, and after you crush it, the second-class mission will automatically be given to you." Aiden's eyes were calm, and he just nodded slightly. He knew the class change process well. It was all basic knowledge from high school. Soon, Aiden passed the fingerprint and red magic verification and got a small, beautiful crystal ball full of bright and strange colors. He crushed the crystal ball in his hand, and the screen started to go crazy. At the moment Aiden saw the screen, his eyebrows twitched. What the hell is this? This was his first time getting a class change mission. Based on his understanding, second-class missions were usually very easy daily quests. At most, it was gathering slime materials or killing a 2 or 3 level goblin. That was it, especially since Aiden's class was the weakest, even below Iron rank. Second-class missions should have been even easier, but this time he was being asked to kill an abyssal boss. Magic genius? Can a Magic Apprentice even be called a genius? What about Elora's Flame Mage? Aiden's expression slightly changed, his brows furrowed. From the prompt, he had been labeled a genius. But the thing was, who's a genius who's just a Magic Apprentice? Elora was a Diamond rank wizard. If he had a choice, Aiden would rather have a Diamond rank class. Abyssal permit? Aiden's expression turned a bit sad. The Abyss was an incredibly huge super dungeon. It wasn't just about its size. The dungeon itself was at the highest difficulty level. Even just a part of the Abyss was at epic difficulty. And the real Abyss open world was a top-tier dungeon that went beyond mythic. Ugh, Aiden sighed, his brows furrowed. The dungeon permit was hard to get, and the abyss was dangerous. This mission was really not easy. Sell the materials. Maybe I can buy an abyssal permit. Aiden thought to himself. His only option right now was to sell all the materials he got from the Iron Dragon boss, then buy an expensive permit and go into the abyss. If he was lucky, he might have a chance to kill a 10-level abyss boss. Danger and reward go hand in hand. Aiden took a deep breath, feeling a bit more determined. This mission was hard, but if he could finish it, he might get some unexpected rewards. But sending a 10-level reclasser into the abyss? That was really crazy. Even the strong people in the military wouldn't dare to go in alone. Do you guys buy materials? Aiden brought his eyes back. He tried to calm his thoughts and asked Tina. Materials? Tina looked surprised and shook her head. No, we don't buy low-level materials. Even materials from 10-level monsters are usually not accepted. Sorry, Mr. Aiden. Aiden said, it's not 10-level. It's 30-level dragon boss materials. 30-level? Then we definitely don't accept. Tina rubbed her nose and said a bit confused. Aiden raised his eyebrows, a bit confused. Then, a second later, Tina's eyes widened in disbelief, almost jumping off her chair. What? 30-level? Dragon boss materials? Aiden nodded. Tina opened her mouth, her breathing became fast, and her lips started to shake. You're sure, Mr. Aiden? The mayor of the White City is only 42nd level. You killed a 30-level dragon? Is it not the kind of material that's not worth much? Did you find it? Aiden frowned. This staff member didn't look very smart. Diamond rank materials. Aiden said directly. Tina instantly froze, gasped, and quickly stood up. She ran out of the office, bowed repeatedly to Aiden, her voice shaking. This way, Mr. Aiden. Soon, Tina led Aiden to the top floor of the Reclasser Association building by elevator. Ding, ding, ding. She knocked on the door, bowed again to Aiden, and her face showed a mix of guilt and embarrassment. Sorry about that, Mr. Aiden. I stayed up late playing games yesterday and was a bit confused. Aiden pulled the corner of his mouth slightly, nodded, and said, It's okay. Clang. The door opened. Inside the huge office, two middle-aged men were sitting on a leather sofa. One was tall and muscular, the other short and with white hair. George, is diamond rank gear that hard to get? You need 3 diamond rank materials? This is worth almost as much as a diamond grade weapon. Short-sighted. Can your ordinary gear compare to mine? I can enchant it. I told you, didn't I? But where the hell am I supposed to get dragon materials for you? And they have to be diamond rank? You're killing me. Then there's nothing I can do. You call me here specifically, and I cancel the project in the Orient City. Without materials, I can't make the gear. The two middle-aged men spoke in low voices, and the one with white hair sighed, looking down in defeat. Aiden recognized one of them, the Reclasser Association manager. He was in charge of all Reclasser records in the White City. He was one of the most powerful lord figures in the city, second only to the mayor. The other one, Aiden had never seen before. Aiden narrowed his eyes. The two middle-aged men's professions and levels appeared in his vision. Their levels were both over 30, and their class ranks weren't bad. This was because they had gone through multiple class changes, and each time they changed class, they had a chance to improve their rank. And being one of the top lord figures in the White City, their professions were definitely not weak. But what surprised Aiden was that the muscular middle-aged man was also an epic class artisan, a rare and extremely valuable profession. This was a job that could craft gear and enchant it. Even as just an epic, he could rival a legendary rank. After all, who wouldn't want a support class that could keep making high-tier gear? And Mr. Aiden is here. Tina swallowed hard, her eyes wide with shock, and spoke to the men on the sofa. I know. Lucian, the Class Change Association manager, said in a calm voice. Chapter 18. Artisan. Legendary rank job. Shocking the bigwigs. Hey, I just heard from Tina that you have high-tier materials, right? Gold rank? What kind of boss material is it? Does it have dragon blood? Lucian lifted his eyes, gave Aiden a cold look, then turned his gaze to the artisan beside him. They were studying a piece of dragon scale. Aiden frowned. You didn't tell him I brought diamond rank materials? Tina's lips twitched. She swallowed hard. I was too nervous and forgot to say that. Aiden, that's why the class change association manager was so cold toward us. At that moment, the big man sitting in front of Lucian laughed coldly. Lucian, you really are clueless sometimes. Gold rank materials? Where'd you get dragon blood? Even if there was, it would just be half blood dragon. Could that be used to make diamond rank materials? Lucian smiled awkwardly. I was just in a hurry. Sorry, George. Lucian took a deep breath and quickly smiled. I'll keep thinking of a way. Then Lucian looked back at Aiden. His face had a smile, but his attitude was still cold. He said with a laugh, Hey kid, sorry, I'm a bit busy right now. If you're free tonight, we can talk later. Or if you want to sell any materials, just give them all to Tina. She'll handle it. Tina was stunned. She pointed at herself. Me? Handling diamond rank materials? What? For a moment, both Lucian and Lysander were speechless. Lucian was shocked and quickly asked, You said diamond rank? Does it have anything to do with dragons? Lysander, an epic artisan master, just frowned and said nothing. Aiden curled his lips into a smirk and waved his hand. In an instant, a pile of materials fell out. Aiden spoke softly but clearly. Yes, all of them are diamond rank, and all are related to dragons. Iron Dragon Boss. Clang. The materials Aiden threw out looked like a waterfall, quickly filling up the whole office. And this was just part of them. Only the reverse dragon scale. There were a total of 1,000 reverse dragon scales. This diamond rank material was already huge. Each scale was as big as a hand. 1,000 of them fell down, shining with gold light. The sound of metal hitting the ground was loud and shook people's souls. Lucian and Lysander were completely stunned. With a bang, the dragon scale they had in their hands fell to the ground. Compared to the full reverse dragon scales Aiden had thrown out, their piece looked like trash. Looking at the shining dragon scales, Lucian took a sharp breath. His voice was shaking. All of them are top grade. Reverse dragon scale. He quickly looked up. Lucian looked at Aiden and said with an apology, Hey, sorry, Mr. Aiden. I was rude just now. Aiden, it's okay. Lucian looked at Tina. Tina, you can go out first. Tina was frozen. Her face was frozen, and her body was like stone. She stood there without moving. Lucian cleared his throat. At this moment, Tina suddenly snapped back to reality. So many diamond rank materials. Oh my God, there must be over 1,000 pieces, right? You call that a 10th level Magic Apprentice. Tina, now back to her senses, quickly ran out of the office and shut the door behind her. At that moment, Lucian finally turned to Aiden. He brought over a cup of tea and said, Mr. Aiden, have a drink. Aiden nodded and took a sip. There are 1,000 reverse dragon scales here. All of them dropped from the same boss, Iron Dragon Boss. Aiden didn't say directly that they all came from the same boss. After all, a 10 times critical hit reward was too strange to explain. It wasn't worth it. Then, in front of Lucian and Lysander's shocked eyes, Aiden opened his storage space. Besides these reverse dragon scales, there are 1,000 Iron Dragon Hearts, 1,000 Petrified Steel Dragon Eyes, and 1,000 Flame Storm Hearts. Altogether, that's 10,000 diamond rank materials. No, wait, I forgot something. It's not 10,000. It's 9,999 because I gave one wings of the Iron Dragon to someone else. Aiden remembered and added this. How much? Lucian was shocked and speechless. His whole body felt numb. 10,000 diamond rank materials. The whole White City. Lucian, was pretty strong, right? The head of the Reclasser Association, the second most powerful person in the White City, after the mayor. But even he found it hard to get one diamond rank material. And Aiden? He just pulled out 10,000 of them in one go. A 10th level Magic Apprentice? What the hell is that? Lucian stared at Aiden's job title, completely stunned. His head felt numb. A Magic Apprentice, and he just pulled out so many diamond materials? Was he crazy? At this moment, Lysander, the epic artisan master, suddenly gasped and took a deep breath. His face looked like he had seen a ghost. He stared at Aiden wide-eyed, unblinking. You're that guy from last night? The one who cast the forbidden spell. These can't all be from the Iron Dragon boss, right? No way. Even if Tetian was a red-name boss, it couldn't drop this much. You can't really be the one from the rumors from the Sovereign City. Lysander shivered all over, like he'd been struck by lightning. He was speechless and covered his mouth with his hand. Was there even a need to think? This young guy had killed the Iron Dragon Tetian alone, and he had more than 10,000 diamond rank materials in his hands. That didn't mean he had killed over 10,000 Iron Dragon bosses. This wasn't just slaying dragons. It was wiping out the whole dragon race. And someone who could do that with such a strange identity, just a 10th level Magic Apprentice. That meant the rumors were right. Aiden's identity was truly terrifying. He came from those top families, from the noble families of his sovereign city. At this moment, Lysander looked terrified, no longer the confident person he had been before. He immediately bowed deeply to Aiden, stammering, Mr. Aiden, sorry. Don't take it seriously. Lucian also realized something was wrong. They had probably heard about the news from last night, and were already in a mess, worried that this mysterious lord who entered the White City would cause a big mess. Now, this terrifying young lord was standing right in front of him. Suddenly, Lucian and Lysander were both scared and trembling. Aiden said nothing, just nodded. Take these materials, and I need a pass to go to the Abyssal Sanctum. The two of them froze. They were completely stunned again. Their faces were frozen. Abyssal Sanctum? Lucian took a deep breath. Yes, we'll take them. We could take 3 right now. No, 10 pieces. And for the rest, my suggestion is to auction them. Sell them in batches. Otherwise, if over 10,000 diamond rank materials flood the market, the prices will drop a lot. Lysander cut in. No, wait, I want 100. I need some of these materials. I'm making diamond rank equipment, and the loss is huge. It's not bad to stock up. Mr. Aiden, just say the price. I'll take 100. Lucian swallowed hard. Then, I'll take 100 too. And the rest, I'll help Mr. Aiden sell them for free. No fees at all. How about that? Aiden just came out and revealed his identity. Lucian and Lysander were both shaking all over. No need to say more. No matter what Aiden's background was, just these 10,000 diamond rank materials, even with a discount, could make over 2,000 diamond rank equipment. Of course, they also needed some core materials. But if they got the core materials, that was over 2,000 high-tier equipment. You could destroy a whole city with them. And if all these weapons showed up in the White City could instantly become a second-tier city. Thinking about this, Lucian's expression became excited. But Aiden just frowned. None of that matters. Do you have a pass to go to the Abyss? What's the price? Chapter 19, Epic Item. Head to the Abyss World. Sky-high materials. Compared to selling materials, Aiden cared more about the pass. To be honest, as long as he could do a class change and get stronger, there would be plenty of materials like this later. Yes. Lucian swallowed hard. His eyes were full of shock. He asked, Do you know what grade of pass you want, Mr. Aiden? The lowest is an epic pass. The highest? We only have 1 mythic pass in the White City right now. Aiden frowned. What's the difference? Lucian explained. An epic pass only lets you go to the edge of the Abyss world. These areas are safer, of course. The bosses and monsters there are weaker, and the drops are much less. A mythic pass is different. It lets you go straight to Infernal City. Aiden's eyes narrowed. So, an epic pass was enough. I'm a bit curious, Aiden said. The White City doesn't even have diamond rank gear. How come you have a mythic pass? Lucian forced a smile. That's a long story. These passes appeared when the age of global datization came. Oh, Aiden nodded. So the passes weren't made. They just existed. Aiden thought for a second. Give me an epic pass. Try to keep it near the edge. Don't go too close to the core. My level isn't that high yet. Lucian was stunned. Sure, I get it. He nodded. Everyone said Aiden was holding back his level. Lucian looked at him and saw it was true. From his guess, Aiden was probably around 30 to 40 levels, and his awakening time probably wasn't more than 3 months. That meant Aiden had risen 30 levels in 3 months. Thinking about this, Lucian shivered a little, but he didn't show it. He waved his hand and found a pass that matched Aiden's current power. Perfect. The nearby bosses were all 30 to 40 levels. Exactly right for a talent like Aiden to train. Is this okay? Lucian held up the golden card and asked Aiden. Aiden read the pass description and frowned. The info was too vague. No useful details. He nodded and asked, "How much?" "I'll take it." Lucian, 10 million. Aiden blinked. A pass for 10 million? Just for one trip to the abyss. One-time use item selling for 10 million? Seeing Aiden's doubtful look, Lucian coughed nervously. The original price is 10 million. Mr. Aiden, if you like it, you can take it. As for these materials, we'll need some time to organize them. We might first invite the heads of the White City's major guilds here to discuss how to list them in batches on the auction. But, Mr. Aiden, don't worry. This auction won't take any commission. Any fees, the Reclasser Association will cover them. We just hope you can agree to one thing. What is it? Aiden looked up. Lucian said, "It's just, we'd like to reserve some of them first. The price will be based on the average auction price." How about that? Lucian's meaning was simple. He wanted to take some of the good stuff first. Aiden didn't mind. He nodded. "Okay. Then when can you guys pay me the money for the ones you reserve?" Lucian swallowed hard. He thought for a second and said, "Today, done today. I'll contact the guilds right now. Once they arrive, it'll take at most 2 hours. We'll pay the full amount to your account as soon as you tell us how much you want to reserve." Guilds? Aiden's eyes narrowed. The White City didn't have that many guilds. Selena's Warrior God Guild was one. Kale's Dragonlight Guild was another. And a few more, but they were all small guilds. Aiden nodded and smiled. "Okay then. Mr. Aiden, do you want gear? I can make you something too. With this much material, I think I could try making an epic item." Lysander's eyes lit up. He rubbed his hands together. Puffed. Lucian, who had just taken a sip of tea, choked and coughed. He immediately asked, "Wait, George, when did you learn to make epic gear? Why didn't you say anything before?" Lysander glared at Lucian. "I can make it, but that doesn't mean I can make it consistently. Making diamond rank gear has a high loss rate. Starlight rank is even worse, up to 90% loss. And epic, I estimate the loss rate is over 99%, even a 0.1% success rate." But Lysander took a deep breath, his face full of excitement. "I really want to try it. Mr. Aiden, for a craftsman, having good materials to make high-tier gear is too tempting. It also helps improve my skill level." Lysander's secondary job was a craftsman. His skill level didn't improve through fighting. It improved by constantly using materials to make weapons and armor. This process made him stronger, and eventually, he might be able to make epic gear consistently. Aiden stayed silent. Lysander quickly added, "If I manage to make an epic item, I won't charge you anything. I won't take the item either. I'll give you an extra 1 billion as a reward. What if you don't make it?" Aiden looked at Lysander. Lysander had no answer. He just awkwardly scratched his head and stayed quiet. "Fine, go ahead and try. A 0.1% success rate, right? Take 1,000 of the materials and try to make one epic item with them." "I don't care," Aiden said without any worry. To him, these materials weren't that expensive after all. This time going to the Abyss world, he was actually quite curious about those Abyss-class bosses, especially the noble demon bosses. Could they trigger a real 1,000 times critical hit bonus? If they could, it wouldn't just be 10,000 high-tier materials. It might be 100,000. Really? Lysander was shocked. Aiden nodded. Really? In an instant, Lysander hurriedly thanked him, bowed deeply, and pulled out a bank card. "This card has 300 million. Forget about 100 million. 300 million for you, just as thanks for this chance. 10 years. 10 years. Finally, I can try to push for epic gear. If I make it this time, I might even be able to level up to legendary rank craftsman after my next class change." Hearing Lysander's words, Aiden narrowed his eyes. Legendary rank craftsman. That meant he could craft legendary rank gear, right? So, this Lysander was actually worth looking into. His potential was huge. Lucian was even more shocked. Seriously? George, Lysander said, don't you talk nonsense? 1,000 diamond rank materials for me to practice with. What else do you think? Mr. Aiden, if you ever need anything, no matter how dangerous, I'll do it. I may not be super familiar with the White City, but in Orient City and Arcanum City, I do have some weight. Aiden's eyes lit up. Nice. Feeling like you have some background was definitely a good thing. Lucian nodded. In the White City, Mr. Aiden, just say the word. I'll make sure everything you need gets done. But, Mr. Aiden, your identity. Is there anything you need me to help with? Aiden's eyes brightened. There is. Aiden asked, do you have any high-level skill books? You know, higher-level skill books. And gear that increases mana. Aiden currently had 2 epic gear items. That basically covered his defense and attack. But he still had weaknesses. His skills were too few. Not only that, his mana wasn't very strong either. Even with gear that boosted his mana, for a 10th level Magic Apprentice, the boosted mana wasn't that strong. So Aiden planned to get 2 more skill books. After that, he could go into the abyss and kill monsters. Skill books? We have those. No gear, though. Lucian didn't really understand Aiden's plan. A genius over 30 levels. Why would he keep himself at 10 levels as a Magic Apprentice and even want to learn extra skills? But that was just how geniuses worked. You couldn't understand them. Soon, Lucian brought over the skill books. Chapter 20. 3 high-level skill books. Power Boost. Mr. Aiden, how about these? Lucian brought out 7 skill books. Aiden's eyes twitched when he saw them. Most of them weren't that high in rank. Most were gold rank. 2 were platinum rank, and 1 was diamond rank. The White City was a small, remote city. Platinum and diamond rank skill books were the strongest available. It was like Lucian had pulled out everything he had in the reclasser association just to pick skill books for Aiden. These 3 are pretty good. Aiden narrowed his eyes and pointed to the 3 highest rank magic skills. Ultimate Frost, platinum rank. It can freeze 1 or more targets, putting them in a frozen state. The more mana used, the longer the freezing time. The maximum freeze time is 2 seconds. While frozen, the target takes continuous damage, has their 4 attributes suppressed, takes additional ice damage, and cannot be immune to basic magic resistance. Even after being unfrozen, the target will still be in a spiritual daze, and their combat ability drops. Thunder's Wrath, diamond rank. It summons terrifying lightning elements and attacks all targets in a large area. Everyone except the caster takes heavy lightning damage. This damage is special lightning damage and cannot be immune to basic magic resistance. It has a chance to deal real damage, directly reducing the target's health. It can cause 3 times the lightning critical hit. This skill has a large attack range and high damage, but it uses a lot of mana. Aiden was very satisfied with all 3 skills. 1 was a healing spell, 1 was a control skill, 1 was a high-damage lightning spell. Critical hits, area attacks. These 3 skills, if used well, could bring amazing surprises. Aiden was a top student. He could see the combo potential of these 3 skills right away. I'll take these 3, Aiden said calmly. No need for the others. Lucian didn't have many skill books. Aiden only wanted to learn these 3. After all, he was just a 10th level Magic Apprentice. Too many skills would be too much. His spirit power wasn't that strong either. Also, learning too many skills would hurt his agility in battle and slow down his spell casting. Most importantly, Aiden's mana was limited. If he used all these skills and still couldn't kill the enemy, he'd be in big trouble. Lucian nodded and praised. Mr. Aiden, you have great eyes. These 3 skills can form a combo. Aiden stayed silent. These 3 were the strongest. What kind of great eyes? He rubbed his nose and asked, how much? Lucian hesitated for a moment, coughed, and said, a diamond rank skill book is at least 1 billion. Platinum rank ones are worth several hundred million each. Total of 2 billion, he said. Is that okay, Mr. Aiden? Lucian swallowed hard and looked uneasy as he explained. These aren't mine, you know. I have to put in some money too, Looking at Lucian's awkward expression, Aiden waved his hand and said, can I just deduct it from the materials? Lucian nodded. Sure, no problem. Okay, Aiden said calmly. You guys go ahead and organize the materials. Make a list when you're done. I'm leaving now. I still have a class change mission to do. Huh. Lucian and Lysander both froze. A class change mission? They looked at each other and immediately understood. Probably a 40-level class change? They both guessed roughly. Someone who could kill an Iron Dragon boss must be at least level 30. And with that level, you could learn forbidden spells. Too bad. They had no idea Aiden didn't even have forbidden spells. He did it with epic gear. Wait, I almost forgot something. Lucian took a deep breath, then pulled out a medal in a hurry. This is your reward for killing the Iron Dragon boss Tetian, and 200 honor points. Lucian said, the honor points are already recorded in your identity card. You can use them anywhere in the world at the Reclasser Association. Don't think 200 points are small. You could get a lot with them, even a gold rank item directly. Aiden raised an eyebrow and nodded. That was good. Killing an Iron Dragon boss gave him so many rewards, and even this unexpected bonus. He looked at the medal Lucian handed him and half closed his eyes. After seeing the stats from the medal, Aiden instinctively blinked. So much boost. Okay, I'll take it. Aiden immediately put on the medal. His stats all went up. Awesome. This feeling made him feel confident. He thought this time in the Abyss, he should at least kill 2 Abyss bosses. Maybe even take down a noble demon boss. See you. Aiden stood up and was about to leave. Lucian and Lysander quickly followed behind him. I'll see you out, Mr. Aiden. Mr. Aiden, the Abyssal Sanctum is very dangerous. Even in the outer areas, there are a lot of high-level bosses. Be careful. Mr. Aiden, you don't need to say that. He's got, cough, cough. Seeing the 2 middle-aged men hesitate, Aiden couldn't help but smile faintly. Not only did the online fans see him as a top genius from another province with a noble background, even the big shot in the White City, Lucian, thought the same. And Lysander, who had the potential to become a legendary rank artisan, it looked like he thought the same too. He shook his head in amusement and walked with Lucian and Lysander into the elevator, heading down to the lobby. Tina was standing in the lobby. When she saw Aiden, her pupils shrank, and she started shivering all over. Aiden waved his hand and walked out of the building. First, I'll eat something. He stretched his body. He felt stiff all over, so he decided to eat before going to the Abyssal Sanctum. He had more than 300 million in his account now. It would be a waste not to enjoy himself a little. But just as he stepped out of the building, a very familiar figure came walking over from the distance. Alongside a few middle-aged men, the man was tall, wearing fancy armor, and carrying high-level weapons on his back. That familiar young man, it was Kale. The Kale who had awakened as an epic paladin yesterday. Aiden glanced at Kale and felt like laughing. He was only level 3. It seemed like not only Elora was slacking off, but Kale was too. He thought because his class was strong, he didn't need to work hard. Hey, who's this? Is this our Mr. Aiden? Kale saw Aiden and his eyes lit up. He smirked and looked full of mockery. Mr. Aiden? There's no such person in the White City. Who is he? A middle-aged man behind Kale, a high-level warrior in his 30s, frowned slightly. In a White City, being over 30 was already considered high-level. And he was a big shot. The middle-aged men behind Kale were almost all high-ranking members of the Warrior God Guild. 2 of them often appeared on local TV, and Aiden had seen them before. Oh, it's normal you don't know him. Kale's mouth curled up, and his smile was full of mockery. He even covered his stomach and said, Yesterday he woke up as a Magic Apprentice. A common class. The weakest class. Not even as good as an Iron rank support. You see, is that Mr. Aiden? The well-known student in the whole school. Oh, is that so? Then you guys can chat for a while. We'll go in first. Lord Lucian is waiting. The middle-aged man gave Aiden a cold look and said with a faint smile. Kale became even more proud. His mouth didn't stop smiling. He looked at Aiden and sneered. Aiden, do you know why we're here? Lord Lucian sent us. This time, they say a lot of diamond rank materials arrived in the White City. And there's a future legendary rank artisan. Soon, our Dragonlight Guild will have diamond rank gear too.